Hey everyone, it's Yggdrasil, and this video is going to be a small guide centered around tips and tricks in triangle strategy that I really wanted to talk about. There are 5 little tidbits that the game doesn't explain or showcase the best, and I really wanted to try and do a better job of letting you know. If you have any suggestions of your own, please be sure to let me know in the comment section below, and with that said, let's get started right away. First up, characters do not die if they're beaten in combat, regardless of any difficulty level that you might be playing on. It's not explicitly stated right away and isn't one of the first things mentioned, which is surprising given that the game actually covers a lot of mechanics very well in my opinion. If a character is beaten in battle, they can't revive or be used for the rest of that specific fight, but they will appear in future skirmishes. There's absolutely no impact on the story in any way if a character falls in battle early. In fact, it's okay for you to lose an entire chapter's combat. While you won't retain any spoils you picked up should you lose the battle, your character will actually retain all their experience and kudos coins that were earned. This means that if you choose, you could bash against the same chapter you've been losing in every time, but over time the amount of experience you pick up and retain will allow you to inevitably overcome any obstacles. Don't be afraid to use any of your healing items. I've been playing on normal difficulty purely for story and getting a feel of the game overall, and even on regular difficulty, enemies can deal out quite a lot of damage. Remember that everything you can do, they can do as well. This includes regular mobs having special skills and even being able to do things like backstab critical. If you aren't careful with positioning, your characters can get locked up and your options become much more limited. It's because they gave this level of power to the enemies that you'll find damage can be surprisingly high at times. I'd recommend not to be stingy with healing items at all, especially this early in the game. Make use of terrain bonuses. The developers took Obi-Wan Kenobi's words literally to heart. It is over that much more quickly in a fight if you have the high ground. Not only is it one of the ways you can earn a kudos coin, but having a position above your opponent grants you a higher hit chance and them a lower one. Many of the units this early in the game don't have the best evasion rates, and what better ways they're in reducing damage than never getting hit in the first place. Terrain also has many unique properties that you can see in the top right corner of the UI at all times, displaying what kind of terrain it is, ease of traversal, and any unique properties. In this sample, I used Frederica's ability to target 2 enemies, inadvertently melting all the snow on the floor into puddles. If I had a lightning item or an ability at this point in the time, I could use it on the terrain itself to electrocute all the enemies in that area. In taking advantage of the terrain, you limit options that the enemies have at their disposal. Utilize your debuffs. In many games, debuffing is sometimes just simply not worth it. The turn you could have spent poisoning a mob for minimal returns is a turn you could have taken beating the utter crap out of them. But in triangle strategy, it's surprisingly easy to inflict debuffs on both regular and unique mobs. Blindness and poison are wonderful tools that are given to you nearly right away in the game. Dots like poison take effect at the start of an opponent's turn, so if Anna is just shy of being able to finish off her opponent, use her second turn aptitude to give him poison and watch him fall over right at the start of the next turn. Now the last one doesn't relate to combat, it's more for quality of life. See, in grid-based games like these, I've gotten quite used to a more top-down view. You'll notice then that when you move the camera around, you can accidentally trigger the tap on the stick and the camera will swing to a preset position, ruining the camera angle you were trying to set up. If you go into your options, however, and then go to camera settings, you'll see options to invert the camera settings, which I do because I grew up with Star Fox 64 and I'm forever cursed to use inadverted camera settings, so help me God, but you'll also see an option to stop the camera from being flicked into preset positions. Just a small quality of life feature that I've seen other people not bring up and then get a little bit upset when they just don't like their camera going all willy-nilly. And that is all the quick tips I have to offer so far. Maybe as I continue to play and more things come to my attention, I'll make a follow-up tips and tricks video for the game. But please tell me, what do you think? Do you have your own thoughts on anything I brought up, or is there something you feel a little different about? Let me know in the comments below. You can also reach me on my Twitter, where I'm far more active on a daily basis. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like and subscribing to my channel, where I plan to keep talking about and playing many different video games. Again, thank you very much for your time, and as always, have a great day.